Alright, I did it. I did it.
Well, that went over like a fart in church. It's about right. Kind of jealous of the celery right now. I could go for a thieves bath.
Well, hello there, come on in. In today's video, we are going to be deep cleaning and organizing the fridge. So if you are excited to get motivated to clean out your fridge, go ahead and smash that like button. I know I can use all of the motivation to get through this. So we are gonna get started with the contents in the doors and work our way from top to bottom. I really thought that I was gonna be able to just pull out each of these little shelf compartments and still have all the stuff in it, but a lot of them I had to just pull everything out and then get the shelf. So we are clearing out the top shelf and all the doors, and we are gonna go through everything and check all the expiration dates. Anything that's expired, we're gonna go ahead and discard. I really hope that this video finds you well today. This project actually took me 3 days when I used like the little bitty windows of time that I have and worked on this section by section, but we got her done. But let me know in the comments, what brings you by today? What are you guys up to this week? Are you tackling any big projects? I'm really trying to kick off a series here where I completely reset my house and just get everything completely decluttered and deep cleaned for the warmer months ahead. And I feel like the best place to start is right here in the heart of the home in the kitchen. And once we get this area completely taken care of, we can move on to the rest of the house and I won't have this kitchen in the back of my mind. So hopefully that will help keep things running smoothly while I work in other areas of the house, but we'll see.
Alright, I did it. I did it.
I was absolutely struggling with getting that door shelf thing out of there, but we're gonna go ahead and get all of these shelves and the compartments all washed up here in the sink, and I'm gonna set them aside on the table until I can dry them so we can get all of this stuff back into the fridge. If you've been around a while, then you know that my fridge acts up quite a bit and quite regularly. And we recently got the water hose thing fixed so that you can use the water dispenser now. And we had like a big leak under the fridge again, and you'll see later in this video it was froze up again, so I had a lot of ice to pull out. So it's a constant battle with this finicky fridge that I have, and it's a lot of fun to try to keep up with. But I also want to note that I worked really hard to have the sink as empty as it is in this video for you guys. Okay, just want you to know that I worked really hard. I've actually been doing all right with keeping up with dishes lately. Other things in my life, that's a different story, but the sink has been more on the empty side these days, and I gotta say, I love it. Why is it that if the sink is empty, my life is put together? It's close to dinner time at this moment here, and you can see it's a busy, bustling time around the house. And I don't even know, what did I make in the crock pot? I think I had made the ranch chicken and potatoes. That is kind of a staple meal around here. But that is a great tip when you know you have big projects like this. Try to have you an easy meal, either something made in the crock pot or maybe a freezer meal that you can just have ready to go. But I'm about to arrange all of these containers and put everything back together, and I was just deciding which one was the least damaged of these two that are the same, so that I could put the ketchup and the other heavier condiments in the one that is in better shape, because my children have tried to climb the refrigerator. It's an Olympic sport, I suppose, or something. But anyway, so yeah, there's some cracks in my little compartments, and that's something else. If you guys have a fridge similar to mine, be very careful with those. They are not the strongest, especially when you're trying to pop them out. I've actually had one crack just trying to get it out. So be mindful of that if you have a similar fridge. But I'm just getting these condiments back here in the shelf, and then we are going to move on to the second day, because you'll see my sweet little cuddle bug said it was time for bed when I was getting these last shelves in. Now we are on day 2, and we are going to pick up where we left off. We're going to pull everything from these shelves and get all of the produce prepped. Now, I am working in sections as to not only not get overwhelmed, but to try to minimize how long this food is out of the refrigerator. And it also made it a lot simpler of a job when I broke it into different sections, basically. So that ended up being 3 small jobs instead of 1 big job, and it actually worked out really well, and I ended up not having any feelings of overwhelm. Now to get a produce bath started, I am working on getting everything back off of the table, and whatever needs to happen, if it needs to be washed and chopped and all of that good stuff, then we are going to take care of that before putting it back in the fridge. And I almost forgot to put the whip back in. How dare I?
Well, that went over like a fart in church. It's about right.
While our berries are drying, we are going to move on and keep on with our produce prep.
Kind of jealous of the celery right now. I could go for a thieves bath.
Flipping our celery so that the other side gets a good soak as well. I replaced all the produce that had already been prepped that was still fresh, but these strawberries here were pushing their limit, so I decided to go ahead and chop off their tops and freeze them, and they made a perfect smoothie the next day. As you see, I use mason jars for storing my produce. I absolutely love using mason jars to store pretty much everything. And with carrots, you can actually put some water in these jars along with them to help keep them nice and not dry. And then for your berries, you're gonna want to keep those dry, so I put a paper towel in the bottom of the jar to help absorb any other moisture and help keep them fresh as long as possible. Now, is it just me and our local area, or are berries like ready to expire when you buy them pretty much anymore? I had to pick through all of these blueberries because a lot of them were already mushy, and the ones that weren't too mushy, they ended up going to Sweet Bunny Foo Foo for a nice, fresh, healthy snack. But I really feel like I'm chasing my tail on trying to keep up with the berries because they're going bad just as soon as I get them, ready. So is anybody else dealing with that, or is it just our area? Now I'm going to lay out my celery stalks to dry. I did cut off all the leafy tops as to not have to waste my time drying those. And I do remember this was school pickup time, so we are going to come back to this after school pickup. Produce prep might seem a little tedious maybe to do, but it really isn't once you get in the swing of things and get the hang of it. And it really helps with making sure that you use up your produce, because I know once I've done this and I have the fridge all neat and organized and all of that, the kids are more likely to grab for these choices when they open up the fridge. So it's just a win all around. I love the big wide mouth jars for my celery sticks, but now we've got all of our produce prepped and we're just going to load it into the fridge, and that's going to wrap up day 2. Now we're on day 3 and we just have these drawers left. My leftovers drawer, my dairy drawer, and then the bottom drawer is where we keep all of our meats. Again, just checking through everything and making sure we have nothing that's expired. And we're gonna wash out these drawers in the sink. By now it's kind of becoming a thing. My cardigan just kind of disappears out of nowhere. I I really don't enjoy the design of these drawers. There are so many little nooks and crannies, and we had a ham that was sitting in the top of the fridge where it shouldn't have been, and it leaked like all down the back side of the fridge, and so it went down into the little crevices in this drawer. Yeah, fun times. We are a little skimpy on this last drawer, but that's because we are in need of another fridge restock. I was about to get a load of groceries, I believe, the day after this. So very much on the spare side, but that works out when you're cleaning it out because you don't have so much stuff to move around. So try to save fridge cleaning day for when the fridge is basically bare. But now to get this ice, as you can see, I've kind of got myself a good system going. My little paint scraper thing. Yeah, that's a lot of ice. And then my little basin I catch everything in. So yeah, we're going to pull all of the ice out, wipe this down, and we will be done. Nice after shots of the fresh, clean, and organized fridge, and that will close out today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that it got you motivated to tackle your fridge or whatever you are getting into today. Thank you so much for coming over and hanging out with me. Be sure to like this video and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Take care of you. Bye.